knowing our true nature is a science. Our true nature is the spirit. The Hindus call it as Brahman or Brahman, and other religions by different name. But fundamentally, it is a science. Knowing our self nature is based on the inner science. The Hindu Vedanta has charted out the way and dissected the inner self as to what is a thought, what is a feeling, why does a thought arise, whose feeling is it, what happens in the deep sleep state, what are dreams, what is this waking state, who is the entity who expresses his hidden registrations through the waking state. These are all the fundamental things which are probed already and laid out open by the great sages and rishis. And what is that path? It is inquiring. Whom are we inquiring? I am inquiring about this entity. The moment I say this entity, this is nothing but a microcosm in the whole of the cosmos, in the whole of the macrocosm. And I am probing, investigating this very entity at its deepest core level. And the path is called self-inquiry. Inquiry. We are investigating. We are going to investigate together. And in Sanskrit they call it as vichara. Vichara means investigation. In normal day life, when some theft or some dacoity or something is investigated, the police or the investigating authorities, they approach it with an open mind. And we are going to see what is an open mind, how to keep an open mind when inquiring about ourselves. Fundamentally, what are we? What is the constitution upon which this entity has arisen? This is, as per the Siddhanta and the Vedanta of Hinduism, they have clearly dissected this, and they have carved out what are the things actually involved in a human being, what are the levels, what are the layers, what are the bodies. Apparently, when we see a human being, he is seen by his physical appearance. That is the gross body, they say. Here, I have given certain details. You can closely get into this. This is a science. Again and again I am telling this is a science. We should have the patience to know fundamentally our nature first. Then only everything gains, the whole waking state of a human being gains relevance. Otherwise, without knowing my own nature, without knowing who this entity is or who am I am venturing into everything without a purpose. Why am I here? All the answers of everything, including the cosmos, everything, the totality, everything is probed into the moment the individual takes upon the inquiry on himself or herself. That is the beauty of it. See, instead of searching in the objective world about what is the science, what are these subatomic forces, what are energies, what is antimatter, what is God's particle, the probes are going on in the outer cosmos. Whereas the rishis, they have taken it upon themselves. They have seen within themselves who this entity is, and the answers for all the totality has come out of that. That is what we are going to probe into in a step-by-step manner. So here I have depicted the heading as self-inquiry. This is the fundamental self-inquiry. See, fundamentally, our constitution, a human being is classified into three categories of bodies. That is, one human being is a constitution of the gross body, gross physical body, the subtle body called intellect and mind and other faculties, and the causal body. What is this causal body? What is this subtle body? What is this gross physical body? According to Vedanta and according to the science of the entity, we will get into this one by one. First, this causal body. What is the cause? Here, we wake up to this world with the sun rising and setting every day and in the evening, and all the seasons go on change. Earth rotating on its orbit, on its axis, and moving around the sun in an orbit, in a particular orbit, without any even a minute deviation. So everything is in a predetermined way. The whole cosmos functions. In the same way, here, for the waking state to function, the gross body has come here, and the gross body is driven by the subtle body called the intellect and the mind, and these two, subtle and gross body, is expressing themselves because of the causal body, which contains the complete past registrations of that particular entity or the particular mind or the particular world, because each one here is a world. An entity, a person, is a world by himself. He has all the deposits of past registrations which are going to be expressed through him in time. Since he has identified himself with that location called as the physical body, he is not able to see through the thoughts. He is not able to see through the memories. He is not able to get beyond his mind at all. He is not able to see the mind objectively. This seeing is a different seeing, I mean. This altogether a different seeing. This is not through the physical eyes he is seeing it. An inner eye is getting developed in the process. The moment investigations is being taken up by an individual about his own self. The self comprises of all these three bodies. That is the causal body. Its nature is ignorance. What is ignorance? The root word for ignorance is to ignore. We have ignored. Ignored what? We have ignored or forgotten our real source. Who are we? Who am I? That real source has never been inquired into. It has been, in a way, got ignored. That is why, by continuously, for example, suppose we have our ancestral house. There, in a particular portion, everyone, even our grandfather was born there. So the whole hereditary, the whole family were born in that particular house. And by time, say, suppose if I am 50 years old, for the past 50 years, have not seen a particularly one room that has been kept locked at all, for one or the other reason, which was never probed into, which was ignored from the probe. That is why the things we are by and by ignoring, that is what is called as accumulating the ignorance. That ignorance has to express itself. Somehow it has to come out. Somehow some unconscious activity has to get expressed because of that ignorance, existing ignorance. That is how, in this ignorance part or in the causal body, why are we here? Because we have unventilated impressions, or vasanas in Sanskrit they call. In English we can make it as registrations, past registrations. Why am I here? Why the sun is here? Why a dog is here? Why a grass is here? A blade of grass is here? It has its own way of its own past registration to express itself. That is why in the effect only we can see there was a cause already. From the effects we can realize it has some importance. That's why I am here. I am here to study, get lessons. Because of my ignorance, the senses have come with a separate body, with a separate intellect, with a separate mind to express itself. This is how every manifestation here has come. This is the nature of causal body. These three bodies are divided into 5 sheaths. Sheaths means a cover like. This cover I can express it just like layers of circles around a dot, center dot, that you can say it as a causal body. And that layer, that causal body is covered with Anandamaya Kosha. Kosha means cover or sheath. Okay, the next layer is subtle body. What is that subtle body? Subtle body comprises of intellect and manas. These two things are invisible. I cannot show my thoughts to you. I cannot even see my own thoughts. I can realize my thoughts within me. I know what I am thinking. I know what I am expecting. I know what I am going to do, because everything is in the form of just like a electricity pulses or like an electron fleeting. The thoughts are crisscross going on in my brain. That is why it is called as subtle body. Get this? So the subtle body is comprised of intellect and mind. The fourth and third sheets are covering it. What are the covers? Fourth cover and third cover. Namely, Vijnanamaya Kosha covers the intellect and the Manomaya Kosha covers the mind. They are layers. They are different layers. How in the earth, in the deepest core, the lava is there, next iron is there, and many metals are there. The same way, different layers of, even in a cell it is like that. One cell consists of, it is in the deepest core, it consists of some pleasure-seeking message, a message embedded to seek pleasure. That is why everything here is at ease, at bliss. Except the human mind or the human ego, all the jivas, all the animal kingdom and other layers of existence, they are all happy because mainly because of ignorance. The very existence is they feel happy. Okay. And the very gross level, the gross physical body is covered by the second and the first sheets, namely Pranamaya Kosha and Annamaya Kosha. I can tell it you in the reverse order. First is the Annamaya Kosha and next is the Pranamaya Kosha. Annamaya Kosha is grossly available for perception. We are able to see a person with his different facial features and everything. So that is Annamaya Kosha, made up of gross physical body. And the next is the Pranamaya Kosha, because 5 pranas are, the prana means the life force. They are working continuously throughout all the cells of the body. 5 kinds of prana movement. They have named it in 5 different names. Okay. That is Pranamaya Kosha. Next is the subtle layer, that is dominated by intellect and mind. Intellect is covered by Vijnanamaya Kosha, mind is covered by Manomaya Kosha. Then the deepest root is the causal body like a dot. It is with full of ignorance. Why ignorance? We have got registered everything since the Big Bang to this moment. All the messages of the complete totality is in us. And a particular kind of likes and dislikes which were actually clung to are going to get expressed as our future life. Future life in the sense, the next moment which is going to unfold, it is going to unfold because of my registration being held behind in the causal body. This is absolutely a science. Please do follow all the classes. We will meet often in a series, continuously taking the self-inquiry deep inside and see who we are, who these entities are, who are these human beings. Not only these human beings, all the answers are going to be poured, all the answers are going to be revealed. It is going to be full of revelations only. We will meet again in the next class. Thank you.